Here we are again, another episode number 11. We've been doing this a lot now. We're really rolling. And so, you know where we are, Ephesians chapter 6. Pause and go. And you're back, and we are in verse 15 and 16. So we started with the truth of standing firm in God's word and putting on the full armor of God. Not your armor, God's armor. This is not your battle to fight. This is his battle that he's protecting you in this war against the enemy, against the lies. And so we talked about yesterday about the belt of truth and keep yourself from getting pantsed. Tighten that thing around you, the truth of God. And the breastplate of righteousness, covering your heart, guarding your heart from the lies by knowing that you are right with God forever. Nothing you can do can take you from God. So now we pick back up with our next two pieces of the full armor of God in verse 15 and 16 of chapter 6. Let's read along. And with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace, in addition to all this, take up the shield of faith with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. So now we've got this piece of the armor, which is the shoes, the gospel of peace. So I have to admit that when I'm sitting at home and my wife calls down to me, whether I'm in the basement or upstairs, and she says, "Hey, are you ready to go?" The first thing, and often the most common thing that I respond with is, "Sure, let me get my shoes on. Let me find my shoes, my socks and my shoes, let me get them on, and then I will be ready." It's the last thing that I do when I put on this, is I put on my shoes. This is so important to know, to keep your feet covered with the shoes of peace. So what does this mean? What does this mean? Guys, keep your shoes on at all times so that you are ready to go when God calls you. If I would keep my shoes on at all times, when my wife says, "Hey, are you ready to go?" I'm like, "Yep, I'm here. I'm ready. I don't have to put my shoes on. I'm already ready." Because the first thing I do when I come in my home is take my shoes off. But if I leave my shoes on, then whenever I need to go anywhere, I am ready. I'm ready. And I'm ready with the good news. That's what gospel means. The good news of peace. Guys, you're ready to go knowing that you are at peace with God. And wherever God calls you, you don't have to be afraid. You can be at peace with God. Put on this armor because the war is going to try to take away your peace. The enemy wants to take away the joy and the peace that you have in God and to make you afraid wherever God calls you. Keep your shoes on because you will have peace in God. The gospel of peace. The shoes, the gospel of peace. And secondly, it says, in addition, take up the shield of faith with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Guys, know that Satan is shooting at you. Like this war, like Satan is pulling out arrows and he's got fire on the tip of them and he's shooting it. And what he's shooting is lies. He's shooting lies at you. And so your faith can stop the arrows. Now, what you got to understand about the shield of faith is it doesn't say that it will stop the arrows from being shot. Guys, the whole reason you have faith is that when the arrows are shot, you believe and you trust who God is. And when you have faith, the arrows that continually come at you, you can stop them from hitting you. Doesn't mean that they're going to not be shot at you, but it means you have something to protect yourself. And what you have to protect is your faith in God. When your faith is shaken and you don't have your shield up, because it says take up your shield. Don't let it sit at your side. When we're scared or we don't have faith, man, the arrows are going to hit us. So take up your faith and know that God has given you everything. And he loves you so much. Have faith that God is alive. He is real. And he cares about you. When you have faith in those things, the lies that come at you, you can stop them. They're going to keep coming, but you can stop them. So guys, keep your shoes on. Be ready to go whenever God calls you with peace. And take up your shield. Don't have it at the bottom of your side. Take it up, because the arrows are going to come. And your shield doesn't stop them from coming. Just because you believe in Jesus doesn't mean that things are going to stop coming against you. You're in a war, but you have the tools to stop the arrows of the evil one. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Remember, don't forget, keep drawing and post your picture when you're done drawing it. Tag our Instagram page in it, and you will receive the dopest of all dope prizes. That's just fact. Deuces.